Hello, Mixtresses and Mixters. This is Mixtress Ray. You're watching Mixtress video. Today, the dishwasher's going in the background, so that's happening. I didn't anticipate how loud it was going to be, but hey, this is just, you're witnessing a moment in my life right now. The dishwasher's going. I'm hanging out with my collage supplies. I got recommended on YouTube it was sort of like a hangout and journal with me video that someone was doing. And I thought, you know what? I recently started collaging again, and I have a bit of an organizational system that I'm creating for myself that is working for me so far. Like, historically, I have not been an organized person when it comes to art supplies in general. I'm very much a chaotic, it's almost like my Aries moon is in charge of my creative process, and I enjoy that, but I have to harness that energy a little bit. And lately I've been sort of figuring out how to do it. So I thought I would share with you what I have learned so far, and this is specifically an organizational system for the type of art that I like to do, which is collage, primarily collage. So yeah, I realized I didn't get absolutely everything out, so let me do that real quick. There's a couple other elements here that I forgot to get out. So set that there. This, I don't know, I'll just put it over here, whatever. I'll show you this stuff. I guess I could kind of zoom out a little bit more. But you know what, I'm not going to. I'm just not going to. This is a pretty shot. I set it up. Let's do it. So let me just show you what I have here. So this is my sketchbook that I actually bought this for myself. I don't know, like 3 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, with the intention of making art again. I have this memory of this. I had this like chunky bound book, sketchbook, back in high school. I got it in high school, and I was filling it up like slowly but surely. It was kind of like a thing where I would just open to a random page and I would do something, and I had friends that contributed their artwork in it, and it was just this beautiful monument to the progress of my art between like the ages of like 16, 17 up through like 21. But my ex, during our breakup, he burned my fucking sketchbook. And it was the most hurtful thing anybody's ever done to me. And I'm sure I've brought it up before with you guys. Anyway, I just kind of never went back to having a sketchbook. So this was my attempt. Buying this book back then was my attempt at recreating. Sorry about the dishwasher, guys. It's so loud. And I'm only standing like 10 feet away from it right now, because my kitchen is right behind me. Anyway, so this was my attempt, and I'm actually doing something with it now. I've got about, let's see, almost, maybe not really half of it. It's just the pages look thicker because I'm pasting a bunch of crap into them. But maybe I've got like a third of it filled at this point. Just with like random, like some pages are just like a bunch of like random ephemera crap pasted in there. Other pages are drawings. Some pages are like coloring book pages that I've colored and pasted in there. I'll show you a few pages here in a minute. But yeah, I just thought it might be fun to show you my creative organization process that I've been going through, just in case it's helpful for you. Because I'm a person that has, as Jenna Marbles used to say, I have art fear. I do have art fear. I grew up taking all of the art classes, anything that was available. I majored in art for a while in school, um, in college. I have a lot of experience with making art, but I created a bunch of trauma. I I co-created a bunch of trauma about art as well. And so like I actually haven't been making a lot of art in the last decade or so of my life, even more than that if I'm honest. And so I'm kind of easing back into it again. So I just wanted to show you where I'm at right now in case any of this is helpful for you. So I'll just kind of describe what I have here. Just these are all just supplies that I use on a pretty regular basis. Like you gotta have a black Sharpie. For me, I've gotta have some kind of purple pen or multiple purple pens. I have a little half-size paper cutter. Some of my other supplies are in these boxes too, so I'll show you that here in a minute. I've got this is so fucking cool. Look at this. I found this at like an antique shop. It's like a really old label maker. It's so cool. Anyway, it works great, and it was this clean when I got it too. Like somebody kept it in very nice condition. I don't know how old it is, but I would suspect it's pretty old. If you guys know anything about label makers and you can date this for me, drop that in the comments below. I've got this. This was actually given to me by one of you guys. Bought it for me from my wish list on Amazon. It's just like a giant marker set that is, I mean, primarily at first I was using them to edge tarot and oracle decks, but now I'm using them in like, for art purposes. And just set that aside. This here, see if I can bring this in the shot a little bit better. These are just like little magazine holders. I collect just different magazines that like, this is a free local conservationist magazine that I get sent to my house, and you can find some really good, I mean, the photography in here is sometimes just like fucking incredible. Like you'll get like really great, let's see if I can find a good example of it, like this. Like birds in flight, like I get a lot of great, like you get some great landscape images in here. So that's just a fun thing. I have a National Geographic for some reason, probably just because it's featuring William Wegman's photography. And my mom loves the William Wegman Weimer Honor stuff, so I can make a collage for her or like a greeting card for her or something. So that's basically like this entire thing is just full of like nature-based magazines and stuff. And then over here, oh my god, this is an old Gothic mag. I had this before the tornado. I actually went on eBay and like rebought it recently, but this was the issue that I had of Carpe Noctem. Just like a sort of one step up from a zine, kind of like Gothic magazine. I haven't cut anything out of it yet because like I might not want to. I might just want to keep it as just like, just a magazine to flip through, like Gothic subculture from, what is the year on this? Issue 16, great. Give me a time period. Is that exist somewhere? Issue 16, table of contents. Carpe Noctem, entire contents, 1999. Okay, older than I thought it was. That's cool. Anyway, I also have a Playboy in here and some Cosmopolitans. I used to, you guys, oh man, before the tornado, this is just a stupid, oh my God, how exploitative. Uma Thurman at the beach, did she approve? Did she approve of these images? I doubt it. Anyway, I got this at an estate sale, but before the tornado, had an entire like stack of Playboys. It was the weirdest confluence of events. The assistant principal at my high school, this was years after high school, by the way, so there wasn't anything inappropriate about the fact that I ended up with his old Playboy collection, but I ended up with my assistant principal's old Playboy collection like 5 or 10 years after high school. And I guess it was only like, yeah, it was less than 10 years after high school because I lost it in the tornado, which was 10 years after high school for me. Anyway, point is, I used to have like a whole Playboy collection from the 70s and 80s, which is really fun to use Playboys for collage material. But now I only have one, and I haven't used anything from it yet. But I have like old collages that I made with my old Playboys. These Cosmopolitans this was April 72. My mom somehow came upon this. And this one's November 85. Girl is 20. Oh my God, what a baby. Look at that baby Brooke Shields. Holy shit. It's funny because both of these Cosmopolitans have a naked fold out of Burt Reynolds, and it's the exact same picture. Like, let me make sure there's not actually, okay, there's not actually a penis here. So I will see if I can get it in frame. Both of these Cosmopolitans have this same image in it. How hilarious is that? I'm like, why? One of them's from, what was this one again, 85? 85, and the other one was 72. Like, they're like, this picture's so good, we're gonna put it back out again 13 years later. Anyway, I also have some just like random comic books and an Entertainment Weekly with Buffy, which is the only reason why I bought that. Anyway, this is what I'm doing. My process lately has been, I will like get out one of these magazines. Sorry for the sound too, guys, because I'm walking around, so like sometimes the mic is gonna pick up my voice closer than other times, and I apologize for that. I'll just show you just other things that are here as well. Like, this is just my colored pencil set. I made swatches of all of my colored pencils on little index cards because I realized I was wasting a lot of time like going through trying to find a color and like marking it on whatever, the side of whatever page I was working with. It's just like, you know what? Why don't I just do this? I actually need to like cut a hole in these and put a little ring through it. This is really cool. This is my mom's like pencil set from like when she was in school, like the 70s. And some of these pencils are from that time period as well. And I just, put erasers and a sharpener in here and everything. So I've got pencils, got regular pencils in here, and everything fits so nice. So that's my colored pencil set that I was so lucky my mom bought me back in high school, that colored pencil set, and it's like the nice shit. So I'm really lucky to have that. It says cards on it, but it has ended up, Niblet, are you gonna make an appearance? You gonna jump right up on the table? it's ended up just being a bunch of supplies too, but I also have like tarot and oracle cards in here. I just recently bought this set to use mostly with glue, like decoupage glue. And then I've got this whole stack of like old oracle cards and stuff from decks that I didn't keep. I've got my accidental centennial knockoff. I've got my modern witch in here, which is going to be part of a spell. I'm not using this deck anymore, but it's so like old and water damaged, and I don't have the box or anything anymore, so it's just going in here. Of course, I've got glue. I've got a backup Elmer's glue stick in here, some masking tape, Loteria cards in the bottom. So this is just, it's just become sort of miscellaneous supplies box. And then this honker right here. Let me move everything out of the way. This is where the bulk of my other collage supplies are.
And I labeled it. I love labeling things.
So I have like some cut boards in here with some old marks for my, this was the size zine that I used to use. I'd use either this size, which was 111 by 17 folded up. It was really cool. So it was just like a small zine, but you flipped through it like it had pages, even though it was just one page folded in a certain way. And then my other zine was just half sheets. So I have those marked on there. Really old. Okay, so what I've been doing lately, obviously this just has other supplies, some of those same pens. I've got a corner rounder and some glue sticks and some scissors and a nice, like this feels so fancy to me, but it literally costs $1.29. I was like, I was looking for a metal ruler and I was thinking that it was gonna be pricey because it felt fancy to me, but then it was only $1.29. Anyway, just random supplies in here. And okay, so what I've been doing lately is I'll just sit down at this table and I'll go through magazines, I'll find an image that I like and I'll cut it out. And I have organization, guys. This is a big deal for me. Check out my organization. Got another little cut mat. I don't even know why I have this one, but hey, you know, it's here, so I use it. So I have these old, these are actually half sheet, like half of an 8.5 by 11 envelopes. This is what I used to mail my zines in. And I still had a bunch of them left. So what I've been doing is like when I find an image I like that I cut out, I put it in an envelope. So I've got a humans envelope, paper and envelope textures, crystals and jewelry, birds, wings, and feathers. There's a lot of shit in here. Animal heads, animals, flora, cartoons, comics, doorways and portals. I don't think there's anything in here yet, but I do want to like keep an eye out for doorways and portals. Goddesses and other religious iconography. Cemeteries, this one's thick because I have a bunch of like actual pictures that I've taken in cemeteries in here. Mythological creatures and abstract. Villains too. This is like so miscellaneous. Every year I do a Marilyn Monroe calendar for my mom. So this is like images that I think she would like that I could use with her Marilyn Monroe calendar. Hands, TVs and furniture, text, mixtape and stereo stuff. So like what I've been doing essentially is just spending time sourcing images. And this is the most organized I've ever been. Like this is not like a revolutionary idea or anything, but like when I cut something out, instead of just like, I used to just tear pages out of magazines and then just throw them in this box, but then everything was completely disorganized and the box would get really full really fast. But now I can go through an entire magazine, cut out all the images that I like and recycle the rest. So that way I'm not constantly filling up these folders. So that's been working well for me. And then when I make a collage, I can go, you know what? I need a landscape. Actually, landscape is in a different area because those are bigger images. So I have my landscapes. I started a folder, but I have landscapes in here too. So I can be like, okay, I need a landscape. Okay, I want a hand. Okay, I want a tarot card image. I can get into this box, you know, like, I actually have organization, guys. It's just like crazy. That's all this video is. It's just me saying, oh my God, guys, I'm somewhat organized. I've got scrapbook paper and wallpaper samples in here. It's a lot of stuff. And just random like colored pages as well, like construction paper pages. And some cool like graph papers and things that I have in here. I used to, like when I was a teenager, get these Gil Elfgren 365 day calendars. So I've got like a ton of pinup girls. Does it say the year on here? I'd love to know what year this is from. No, of course not. It just says the date. But I've just got so many Gil Elfgren pinups, like, ready to go. So anyway, point is, I have a little bit of organization in my life, and I've been making stuff, and I'm proud of it. So I'm going to show you a few images from my sketchbook here, but I'm going to go ahead and put everything back first. How did I have this? Something was here. Oh yeah, the folders. I am so fucking scattered. It's just like, this may seem very rudimentary, but at 41 years of age, this is the most organized my art supplies have ever been. And it's so helpful to me actually fucking doing something, you know? I love it. It is working for me. Okay. Let me just kind of like move some shit out of the way here so I can open this book. Okay. And I have some pages marked that I was willing to share. This is just an image from a Kabuki comic that I really liked. I love David Mack's art. And then these were my plans when I was going to the Maury Povich show. So this would have been from a notebook. I was probably doing this in class or something. Probably from a notebook when I was 15 or 16, because I was on the Maury Povich show when I was 16. So this is the outfit that I did end up wearing on the Maury Povich show. This was just like a little bit of poetry that I had that I pasted in here that was from the same notebook. And these were just the other outfits, the 3 days that I was gonna be there, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Because we flew back right after the taping. So that was the only time I've ever been to New York either. So these were my outfits. Oh my God, but I love this. I just, you know, sometimes I look back at the little girl that was doing things like this in her school notebooks. And it was like, all I was using was like some fucking Crayola markers and a blue ballpoint pen, it looks like. You know, I was just using what I had, and I feel like you can see some potential here. So this just reminds me that I do have this innate creativity within me that I haven't been utilizing a lot, but it's there. It's still there. I can tap back into it. And I'm starting to. I'm starting to for the first time in a really long time. This is just, I don't want you to feel badly about the mistakes you've made. We are all just doing our best. This is a Parker Posey quote from the High Fidelity TV show. And I just liked this image of this bird, and I wanted it to look like, you know, one of those like hang in there posters kind of thing. He found out I'm not a manic pixie dream girl, I'm a manic pixie nightmare. So I had like a little phase like a month or so ago. Yeah, this was May 1st. I started dating these 2 months ago, I guess, where I was just doing these like sort of text-based images. So I have a couple more of those here. Little Miss 5x5, which is something that Billie Holiday used. I believe she was referring to her mother in her autobiography, which is my favorite book that I've read so far this year. If you haven't read Billie Holiday's autobiography and you're at all interested, it is fucking fire. Little Miss 5x5. Oh, and then I did this one for my dog Z. We had to send him to college. It was the same week of May 22nd, so it was earlier in the week. Goodest boy, better known as Xenon. Goodest boy, what? Better known as Xenon. So I used my markers for those two images, and look how badly they bleed. Like, this is not a high quality sketchbook by any stretch of the imagination. But that's okay. It's what I have. It's what I have. This was just a coloring page that, like, my idea for the color scheme was just matrix. So this took a lot of time. Like, that's another thing that I'm learning with my re-entry into art. I'm learning to be patient, because, you know, I don't have a lot of drawing skills. So, and I'm very impulsive with my artistic process. And, you know, I want to honor that, but I also want to actually put the work in to improve. So, like, this is just a silly example, but, like, you know, when I was doing this, Michael was like, "Are you sure you really want to commit to that? All that black you're going to have to color in?" And I'm like, yes, even though it's going to be monotonous, I want to execute this. And I mean, it's nothing. Hopefully maybe I'll collage on top of it. It'll just become background or something. But, like, it's nothing to look at, but it took a solid, like, 2 hours to do this, you know? And so most of this, like, sketchbook project this is a good example of it, because I'm trying to just let go of the outcome of things and just explore different techniques of art. I think there was one more page. Okay, this last one, Be Kind. This is my first, like, I feel like I've been, for months now, dancing around actually making collage again. You know, I've been spending all this time gathering images and, like, thinking about collage, and I've been collecting magazines for years now. I've been collecting imagery for decades, and just, I mean, I've made collages before. I've made a lot of collages, but I haven't really made one recently. So I actually made one last week, and I'm gonna show it to you guys. Why am I so nervous about it? I guess because it's actually like, this is the direction I want my art to go in. I want to do collage. And I want to start learning how to incorporate different textures. And yeah, this is just the start. This is not anything great. But I am proud of it because I'm getting back into it again. And I feel like this particular piece of art is actually saying some things that I would like to say. Don't build it up or anything. Jesus. Okay. And I'm also using, let me get that ribbon out of the way. I'm also using some tarot card imagery, as you can see. The central figure is, I can't take credit for that, obviously, is from Alexandria Huntington's Children of Letha tarot. This was like a oversized postcard print that I had bought from her website. It was hanging on my wall for a long time. This is the Hermit card. So I'm using that because it's no longer on my wall, and I just decided I wanted it for this image, just for myself. And yeah, I'm proud of this. And the reason that I was able to finally fucking do it is because I have a little bit of fucking organization. So that's all I came here to talk about for 30 minutes, is just, you know, hang out with me in my art studio. This is my dining room table, but this is where I do art. And I just last weekend, I had, sorry, the people are doing fucking fireworks outside because it's the 3rd of July. And I live in a city where it's allowed. Anyway, I'll save that rant because I'm sure I've done it before. But what was I saying? Oh, I recently reorganized. I have like a little built-in cabinet over there that I have my board games in, but I just reorganized it this last weekend so that I could, because all of my art supplies were upstairs, but I don't do art upstairs because I don't really have a good surface. This is the biggest surface in my house. So this is where I am doing my art, at my beautiful yellow Formica table that is very precious to me. Okay, so that's it. I just wanted to like come on here and give you guys some hope. If you are a fucking chaotic creator of art and you don't have organization, I don't even know how to, it can happen. You can find it. You can find some organization. I promise you can. If I can fucking do it, like, and my brain is a fucking bird's nest. Yeah, you can do it. I don't know. I don't have anything useful to say about it, really, except just to show you my process in case any of it is helpful for you. Okay, I am going to shut the fuck up now because I'm sweating, because I just showed you guys some art, and okay, bye.